even before
I can do that.
No, you know what? It's even before that because all the kids say that, I'm going to give you what you need so that you can go further than me.
Right.
But the reality is that you, my parents, and this is the new generation coming up.
Yeah.
You, my parents, you have no idea what it is that I need to go further than you. You have no idea. Because
you're dealing with a parent.
You don't have anything to show me what I need to do to go further than you.
Because the parent doesn't know.
Right.
Based on their own
experience.
Their own reality. Experience and reality.
Right, because of the fact they cut their opportunities off having a child when they were a child.
Yeah.
And so are you really going to teach your children what they know?
No.
What they need to know to progress beyond you?
Well,
you have not even a clue what it is to progress towards it.
I think the underlying premise of everything we talk about is the assumption that the underlying premise to everything that we said is the premise that the adults have some relevant experience and standing in the world
to teach
as it exists today to say, son, I'm out there, I know what's out there, and I know what you need. And the son or daughter says, Dad, Mom,
you don't know.
I understand that. No, because they gotta respect.
Sometimes they go, you don't know what I need.
But they don't.
Go. Okay.
Well, but that's
you want to do it the hard way.
That's a little bit.
But then when they knock on their ass, then they go.
No, but you tell them.
Right.
No, that's you tell them. You said right. No, but you tell them.
Take care of.
No.
Yeah.
No. The whole point of this.
You're right.
The whole point of this. The whole point of this is you say, you know what? You don't understand. I'm going to tell you what you don't understand. I'm going to lay it out what you're doing. And then I'm going to back up off you. And I'm going to give you room to discover for yourself.
Yeah.
You get room for self-discovery.
Yeah, that's
because you got to buy into this.
Okay. All right. You go ahead and find out the hard way.
Right.
And then when they go, you know what the best thing I heard, man? This is what I knew. I'm doing something, because I used to tell my girls all the time, I get on my racism bag. Well, thanks.
Right.
I get on my racism bag and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, man, and shit. You were my landlord.
Right. C-I-L-L.
Fighting shit.
C-I-L-L. Kill my landlord.
I used to always tell them, girls, this one, that. And then they go, and then, they're like, oh, Daddy, what are you on here? Whatever, right? So I go, all right, you know what? I said, you know what, girl? You don't get it now, but you'll get it later.
Right.
And I got to leave it there.
Right.
Because they don't get it.
It's beyond that.
And I go, you know what? You don't get it now, but you'll get it later. Well, then we came home for Thanksgiving. From her school, right? She gets home, and we're in the kitchen, and I'm doing like what Keith is doing now, packing the dishwasher or something. My wife's sitting over here doing something.
You had to mention that, man. You had to mention that, huh?
No, I'm just saying, we're just doing the normal thing. We're just going around the
I mean, you domesticated, boy. You are capable.
I ain't got no problem.
If that was Mel, I'd have punched his ass.
This will help the revolution progress. I'm with it. Whatever.
Oh man, no, but we just sit around doing, whatever.
Yes, sir.
After we pick my daughter up from the bus station, and so she goes, oh, Daddy, I get it.
Right.
I said, oh, thanks.
Right.
And my wife was like, well, what are you guys talking about? I was like, what are you guys talking about? And I said, I get it. And she said, thank you. and I'm sitting here like, wow. She tied it together. And then she explained to them, she was like, I get what Daddy was talking about.
Right.
She got University of Pittsburgh.
Sure.
Some of them are crazy.
How That was crazy.
I was like, well, I've been trying to tell you. Sometimes you can't give some people the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
My daughter, her first year, she got this roommate. And that's my girl, right? I knew she was man. Like you said, sometimes you gotta let them go, let them just grow.
You have to.
You gotta let them go.
You gotta discover, self-discovery.
You gotta do your thing. We dropped my daughter off, and they got this like the multi-prong things that you put in for an extension cord or something, so you had more outlets.
Right.
So they were trying to figure out how it worked, but it was one of the things that you slide back, and then it'll expose the prongs, the holes that you put in, like a child protection thing.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to figure out how it works. So I get it, and I go, and I said, oh, you just slide this thing back, and they go, and so, now this is my child's roommate's sister, right? And she goes, oh, what the fuck? Right? And his parents are standing there.
Yeah.
And I looked at this child, I'm like,
what did you say?
now this girl must have been about 22,
right,
or 23, you know, because she graduated from Columbia.
Right.
And she goes, oh, what the fuck? And I'm like, and I looked at her, and she was like, oh, I'm sorry. And her parents goes, well, that's what a Colombian degree was.
This is heavy conversation with
I don't think I want one of those.
like Uncle Tom Nation, but we gotta do what we gotta do. You understand?
But anyway,
African Americans in the crazy position.
You know, she's settling in with her
at this point in time. What's
Hey man, what's today's date?
Very bright. The 27th. Is it? The 27th?
That's right, Friday.
2012.
That's it.
rough situation today?
Yeah. Continue on, partner. Continue
on.
on.
Rough situation. I think that sort of sums it up. Man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what's happening
so
today.
Anyway, she got this, her roommate, I'm talking to her one time, she said, oh, Daddy, my roommate comes in, and she said she's out at this party. No, she said, my roommate comes home drunk all the time.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, is that right? I said, yeah, she comes home and she's like feeling for the bed. And she said, when she gets on the bed, she's like,
Lord. Yeah, man, I understand that feeling. For sure.
I'm like,
I understand that
feeling. And she's like, she would go to bed with her clothes on, right? And wake up, keep the same clothes on. I'm like, wow. And so I'm thinking of telling her, as she's telling me this, I'm saying to myself, I gotta tell her that, to help, talk to her.
Right. Yeah.
And get her,
sure, talk to her
right track. And so then she tells me, my roommate was at this party, and they started shooting. That's what
Lord.
And they started shooting, and she ducked behind, she said, and then these guys pulled her down behind the car. And I'm sitting here and I'm listening to her, and she said, and I asked my roommate, well, who were you with? And she said, well, there were some guys, I didn't know them one night. And I said, honey, let me tell you something. Do not talk to your roommate.
Yeah.
I said, do not try to befriend her.
Right.
I said, I was about to tell you just the opposite.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you, do not talk to your roommate. I said, the best thing you can do for your roommate is pray for her.
Right.
I said, don't befriend her. I said, because what can happen is she will find herself in a situation,
right,
and she will call you.
Right.
And I said, and you have no clue what you will be walking in on.
Right.
I said, so I'm going to tell you,
get your brain shot out.
Do not befriend her.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward a month later. She said, she called us up. Oh, Mommy, can you put me on speakerphone? So I'm like, okay, that's cool. She goes, well, I come back to my room today, and my roommate's stuff, all of her stuff is out of my room. I'm like, seriously? She said, yeah. I don't see any of her stuff. I don't know what happened. So
shit.
I said, wow, her stuff is out. She said, the only thing is on the bed is the book is on the bed. That's all. All her stuff is gone. And I said, wow. I said, they didn't tell you that? She said, no. I said, well, wait until the morning. And if they don't tell you anything by the morning, you go down and you ask them what happened.
Yeah,
Right.
I
yes,
said,
sir.
because that is your roommate.
Right.
And you need to know
Right.
who's going to be coming in your room and
Right.
who's not going to be coming in
Oh,
your room.
Right.
no
So,
doubt.
you
All
know,
that
she's
money
like,
you pay.
Okay, no joke.
Shit.
So I said,
Snoop Dogg.
So
Snoop, you got a new roommate. Snoop.
I'd have preferred him. So anyway, she says, well, she said, when I got here, her name tag is in the trash can.
Oh,
I said,
what?
okay, she was kicked out.
You just
No.